So hello and welcome once again to New Junction. Right, carrying on the progress straight away from the last episode, almost pretty much on the back of, we are continuing with the modern image level crossing. Now, this is the 4-track level crossing here on the upper deck, the main line. Now, as I mentioned in the previous update video, you saw I have the Wills kit. Now, this pack, cheap and cheerful, get it from all good local model shops. I had to buy this to get the double set, and then I bought an extension pack so I could do the 4 tracks. Now it all comes on sprues in this lovely sort of brown plastic, and as you can see, I've laid it on the track roughly where I want the roadway to go. Now the real Thirsk does have a roadway crossing, however it's aimed to go to the station. I think it's there for bins or access for sort of workmen, etc. It's not a public crossing. This will be my take on it, and it'll form the main road, which also leads down to the Heritage Line station. So the first step, as you can see, is just feeling out where they're going to go, and I've put them down where I think they're going to go. And the next thing is to create the road bed. So the first step is to prepare the scene. Now, obviously the actual crossings that go over the rails is one part, it's a relatively easy part. The next part is the actual roadway itself to fit in all these gaps. Now, you can probably just about see there's pencil marks I've lined into where I want the road. I'll try not to knock my bridge. So what I've done is I've gone over to the laser and I've cut some more pieces. Here's some I made earlier. Now what these do is they fit in, hopefully, they did off camera, into these gaps in between them all. And there we go, just like that. It's as if I'd pre-measured all this. You can just see the rough position of where I want the roadway to go. So the plywood pieces will form the base of the road layer. Now, whether you can tell from there or not, the actual roadway currently sits lower than it should do. So what I need to do is take these back up and make corresponding cork pieces to go underneath, and they'll stick to the baseboard, and then they'll raise the road layer up. So I'll take these back off once again. We'll get some cork cut out. And stick that in place. Now, while that's happening, I'm going to take all these little bits off. I'm going to sand down all the little sort of loose burrs on the side, file them down rather, and then I'm going to give them a coat of grey primer. So hopefully this should look like a road very soon. So I've now filed all of the crossing pieces, and I've got myself a can of Paint Factory Colour It quick drying primer, and this is the grey, and I use this for all primers because it does really well, particularly at colouring in plastics, and then of course plywood pieces. So yeah, I use this quite a bit. So while the plastic bits are drying, what I'm going to do is cut a cork underlay. So if you don't use cork under the track, you won't need to use cork, but I have used cork, so therefore the roadway needs raising ever so slightly to the same height. So nice and easy, pair of scissors, the pieces of wood or ply. Just going to line it up with a straight edge, and then using my doll's house pegs, obviously not my doll's house, don't want that rumour to start spreading. Simple as that, and then I'm going to cut it out. Now for these cork pieces, I'm using all of the bits that I have from scrap from laying the track, and hopefully I won't glue in the plywood just yet until the plastic bits are in, but I will glue in the cork now, and again I'll be using copy decks. So right, I'm going to whiz on and get this cork underlay down. Right, there we go. That was relatively painless. So next job is to get these in primer as well. So while everything's drying, one thing I'm going to do preemptively is using my Humbrol Rust Wash. I'm just going to paint down the sides inside and out of all the rails, because imminently I won't be able to get to these so easily. So I'm just going to go over these now, only in this sort of small section. Eventually the whole thing will be done, but I normally do this just before ballasting, but because I'm going to be crowding the track with the crossing, I'm just going to paint these quickly. But nice and simple, quick brush straight across the rails, and of course it dries lighter than it goes on, so it's not too bad if you get it everywhere either. Perfect for me. And there you go, as you can see, the rails have been painted just on the side. Now, once they dry, I'll go over it with the track rubber just to take the tops off and clean the track again, very lightly. It's very effective, it's very subtle, but makes a massive difference. And I really think as well, the rust wash contrasts very well against the concrete sleepers here. So yeah, very nice. I enjoy doing that. Right, so off camera now, what I'm going to do is reapply a second layer of primer to the road coverings and the tops, and yeah, we'll see where we are. So while I'm testing the crossing and fettling with it, now would be a good time to tell you about the video sponsor, and that would be Readly. Now, Readly offer over 8,000 digital magazines and newspapers online for you to browse via your computer, your laptops, your iPads, your phones, etc., to read in digital form for a monthly subscription. Now, Readly are offering a 2-month absolute free trial for you to try at home and see for yourself the service they offer. If it's not for you, you can cancel at any point and you won't be charged. Magazines that I find particularly useful are titles such as Model Rail magazine and BRM magazine, which I get monthly, and I am kept up to date with all the latest issues at the click of a button. But not only that, I can access back issues as and when I want. So for articles such as this particular how-to, I can find them in the backstory and save them for later as well. So it's really handy. So as I say, if you'd like to benefit from the 2-month absolute free trial, you can either click the link down below in the comments, or you can scan this QR code. Well worth a try. And there we go. As you can see, it's all in place now and fairly solid. I did have to raise up the wooden panels by a slither. So I actually cut the cardboard from, it comes in points packets because it was the perfect height just to give me that extra bit of height. And now it's as good as flush. The kit does come with spacers you put underneath, say, the middle and the non-trespassing ends, just to raise it up, and it actually goes quite nicely together. So I'm looking forward to this. This has all been glued now properly, and I've even used some Rocket Rapid to sort of try and hurry the video along for you. So I've got a train ready to go. This is one of my Class 60s with some PCAs. Now I'm about to run this round and just test that the flanges go through the gaps. Now I have been testing the whole time, but practice makes perfect. So the next part to this build that I've not mentioned just yet is this bridge element. Now this is all temporary, it all comes up, and I've just done some basic platforms, as you can see. Now this is just to give me an indication of where the building work and brickwork is going to go, because one of my next jobs, once this is sort of done, is to start on the retaining wall kit, which will come along and become this bridge, and also then sweep down to the platform. I think the roadway is probably a little too large, but then that will allow this to be a sort of have cars parked on the side, etc. Maybe like a bus rank or something above the station here. But anyway, once now it's all painted, you can see it's starting to take shape, although the scene is looking all a bit primer grey. Next on the list is to put together all of these little accessories, and hopefully it should start to look more like a level crossing. then there we go. As you can see, the scene in its primed goodness is really coming together now. I'm really happy with that. The tracks all seem to work very well. It's all glued in place, it's all flat. All that needs to happen now is the whole thing just needs to be tarted up and painted. So I'm going to get on with that, and I will report back in the next video with progress on the paint. But no, really happy with that, especially for a very cheap and simple kit. And talking of kits, I have another one to update you on. And here we are on the end of the layout. As you can see, the Mary Street flat kit that I was working on is really coming together now. Now, I've added the windows, I've put the top, middle and bottom together, so the sort of garage layer and the penthouse on top, and I've, well, hopefully added in and stuck in all the windows. It's looking, I think, really quite good now, and as you can see, Mini-Me is still here on the scene, inspecting it all. All I have to do now is the other side. And there we go, another scene coming together. Now, obviously I'm going to paint this next, and then I'll then be able to start filling in the ground cover. So I've only got actually the track in between the crossing here and halfway up the layout there to actually paint and then ballast. So that's a nice way to fill that in. I'm still waiting for signals to go in and things like that, so and catenary mass, so I'm not rushing to ballast, but the process should be very easy. Next, I am going to also look at the retaining wall at the front here and hopefully make something up of my own to be a bit more sturdy. Right, that said, I'm going to say a quick thank you very much for watching. As ever, a big thank you to the channel patrons and members. It's always appreciated, you know who you are. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. But for now, I need to tidy up some of this mess.